Hello up and coming sailors. This video will walk you through the steps to preparing and rigging an Optimist sailboat. When rigging your boat, there are 6 simple steps which we will walk you through in this video. These steps are checking your gear, preparing your sail, stepping the mast, attaching the ropes, preparing the centerboard and rudder, and finally launching off. Once you've got your boat out of the locker, first step will be to point it into the wind. You'll be able to feel the wind on your face. Things like wind indicators or your hair will probably point out the wind to you as well. Once you've done that, you're going to need a few things to rig your boat up. One of them is this bundle. It will be in a bundle if you're using Club Opti. It's got the main sheet, the mast, the sprit, the boom, and the sail. And then these are the foils, your rudder, and your centerboard.
Right.
The next step is to get the sail ready. So we're not going to need these foils for now, so we'll put them away. So now we need to unroll the sail, and in order to do that, we're going to have to undo this main sheet, which will be holding it together. Now we're going to want to put the main sheet to the side because we want to unroll the sail. Once you've unrolled the sail, you want to pull out the sprit and put that to the side. You want to pull out the sail so that the boom and the mast are at right angles, and you'll want that C-clip there to just latch onto the mast like that. The next step for getting the boat ready is to put the mast up into the boat. So you want to pick it up. This might be heavy, so you might want to get someone, like an instructor or a parent, to help you with this. And you want to slot it into the mast set. It should go in smoothly. This piece of dangly rope here is called the kicker. We're going to need that. So pull it up through the cleat here and get really tight. Push down on the boom to try and get extra tightness. Next we're going to need to tie the mast onto the boat so it doesn't slide out. So you're going to want to wrap it around the cleat here and tie a reef knot. So the last step now to putting the mast up is to put the sprit in. So you're going to want to take one end of the sprit and stick it through a little loop at the top of the sail, right there. And you want to raise it up high like that. There's a little loop down here which goes on the bottom of it. Then you want to pull on this handle, tighten out all the creases in the sail. When it's done right and the sail's full, there should be no creases in the sail behind the sprit. Now that we've got the mast in, we're going to want to put the main sheet on. So we'll want to tie it onto the block if it isn't already. When you come to de-rigging, you can leave that on. So now we want to thread the main sheet through all the blocks. Make sure when it goes in, it goes towards the front of the boat for the first pulley, and then back towards the back of the boat for the second pulley, so it all has no kinks and is nice. Now what we want to do is put the boom out to 90 degrees. Let the main sheet run through the block. When it's at 90 degrees, grab that part of the main sheet and tie a little stopper knot in it so that it can't go past 90 degrees. So we're nearly finished now, we just need to put in our foils. Here's the centerboard, goes into the center case like that when you're out on the water. And you'll have a piece of rope or a piece of bungee cord or something to hold it in, like that. But right now we don't want it in there. So we'll take it out and put it in the front of the boat. Next is the rudder. We want it to slide onto the gudgeons. You want to put it on both of the gudgeons at once, so that it should be able to turn nicely. You're going to want to put the rudder down when you're on the water so you can turn, but right now we want it up so we can launch. So now we're ready to get onto the water. Make sure you have your life jacket on. Make sure your life jacket is fastened securely, and then get an adult to double check. Push your trailer out into the water, making sure that your boat is still facing into the wind. Once you're deep enough, the boat should just float off. You want to push the trailer back towards the beach so it doesn't float away while you're sailing. Next thing, we're going to want to put our rudder down and then put in our centerboard, and then tie on our centerboard with our piece of bungee or our piece of rope. So now we're ready. You can grab hold of the main sheet and the tiller, jump in and go sailing.